So D
Okay.
slash E space.
Told you I was
Sit
prepared.
chair without any spaces in between sit and chair.
All good. There you go. Go back. Thank you. Here we go.
Why shouting,
Nice.
boys? What's poppin'? Shouting. Seeing what this is all about. Is that yes, man?
Okay, quarters now in
Sorry,
station.
my dick ass face.
For those who are unaware, my name's Savannah Supreme. I'm a senior magistrate with the courts Victoria. And this is my courtroom. So any business will be held to the highest regard. So if you're being a fool, you'll be ejected from this courtroom and you'll be given a contempt of court. So pipe down. It's not about you. Okay, prosecution. Can you go ahead and stand up for me, please? Introduce yourself and explain to me who you got here today and what Victoria Police is looking to charge them for.
So can you hear me, Your Honour?
Yes.
So I'm Senior Constable Lilo Kelso with the Victorian Police. Have got Mr. Morningstar in front of you today for 1 second. Let me just get his charge sheet up so I can read you the proper charges. So I'm seeking to charge him with possession of a weapon with a non-projectile without legal authority, possession of a stolen vehicle, motor vehicle, and possession of drug paraphernalia today.
Okay, so you're looking at 3 charges?
That's correct, Your Honour.
Okay, and what evidence do you have for me today?
So I have, so I've got some of the evidence I've got with me today, and I've got a photograph of the other evidence due to the size of and the weight of the evidence. So I've got 1 car radio on me today, 1 high-end car radio, a knife, and a rim, and then I've got my documentation for like his charge receipts and all that, and then I've got photos of the NPR hits of his car and the stolen vehicle car and the serial number and the locker photo of
Okay.
the.
You may
Sorry, Your Honour.
approach and pass me the evidence.
Sure. It's just 2 briefcases because I put one in where all the documents are. Do you want all the evidence or do you just want to see all the documentation?
Oh, I'd like all the evidence, please.
Yeah, Your Honour. Sorry. So there's a couple of car radios. I'll give you 1 of each, but there's 6 still in my pocket for you.
Oh, that's fine. If there's multiples, that's fine.
There we go. Yep, I believe that's all the stuff I've got for you.
Okay, thank you. Is that everything?
Yes, Your Honour, and I'll be using my testimony as well.
Okay, that's fine. You may take a
Don't forget to want
seat.
yourself busy. But yeah.
Defense, can you go ahead and stand up for me, please, and state your full name?
Can you hear me, Your Honour?
I can.
I am Charles Morningstar. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, Mr. Morningstar, you being accused here today of 3 separate charges by Victoria Police. Was it your decision to come to court today?
Yes, Your Honour.
Okay, so do you understand what each of these 3 charges means? Have you had a chance to read the law as written, or do you need me to read it out to you?
I've had plenty of time to prepare, thank you.
Okay, so for the first charge there, possess a weapon non-projectile without legal authority, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honour.
On the charge of possess a stolen motor vehicle, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
And on the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honour.
Okay, so you're pleading not guilty to all 3. Are you representing yourself today?
I am indeed, yes.
Okay, what evidence do you have today to support your side?
I have 5 separate documents.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, you may approach.
Lilo, don't forget to ask for a copy for yourself.
Oh, can I get a
Got them
copy of
all,
his documentation?
Yes, of course you can. Wrapped up
To
nicely
me
for
in
you.
a fast food bag. Mr. Morningstar.
Double shout out on a documents case, I see.
Well, just to confirm, Mr. Morningstar, this Uwu combo bag is your evidence.
Everything inside the bag, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah, alright. So, just so you do know, you can purchase document cases. I'll just disregard the grease stains on your documents then.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Am I getting your testimony as well as these documentation? You're going to be explaining to me what these things are eventually?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If that's everything, you may take a seat and we can begin this trial. Victoria Police, you have 8 minutes to present your side of the case and explain to me why you believe this individual is guilty today. So please
Your Honor.
take the stand
Oh,
in front
sorry.
of you.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You may begin.
Sorry, can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes.
So approximately 1 second. Approximately about 4:40 a.m. this morning, Mel 203 and St Kilda myself, as I was a highway patrol officer, was given. It was a call from a bystander saying there was a car getting pulled apart. So I went priority 1 to the scene. On arrival of the scene, before I entered the main entrance to the chop shop, I saw Mr. Morningstar's car and I got an NPR hit of his car, and that's what you see on my evidence as the NPR hit for the rego lookup for his car, Rumpo, that starts with ISP 845. And then I entered the chop shop scene with my lights going. I have no siren going. Come around the corner and I have found Mr. Morningstar halfway through chopping a car up with the number plate that came back to unregistered with a number plate of 40. Long story short, 40 with a 40, a number plate with starting with 40 and ending in 93. On arrival, I detained him and to ask him some questions, and then while I was doing that, Mel 203 were conducting a search of his car, and that's what the search receipt you have of him. On completion of searching of his car, they had found the weed and multiple evidence of that vehicle. Multiple stolen vehicle parts on his car, and found the 6 weed seeds in his car.
And where are these weed seeds?
They're in the locker, as you see the photo that I've given you.
So, come up, approach my bench for me, please, officer. Check their photographs before you give them to me.
You give up.
Because all your documentation looks like this.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm stuck. Sorry.
You will notice that it's almost like the photocopier you use is corrupted. So somewhere along the lines, your photocopier hasn't worked. So we're going to have to go off solely your testimony here and any other evidence you provided. Those 4 documents I cannot use as they are printed
Sorry,
wrong.
1 second. I just can't see. One photo.
No, precisely. You can't see it. That's why.
Right, yeah. Sorry, I thought when I looked at them before they were working.
All right, so we'll go off your testimony and anything else that's there. So run me through again. So the individual was, I got 2 photographs of a car, one underwater.
Underwater.
Oh wait, this is a separate one. Don't worry, continue.
So there was, on the photographs, there should have been multiple stuff, but now, then I, when I conducted a search of him, I found a knife that, when I ran the serial number, it belonged to himself.
And can I ask you, what was the reason for searching him in the first place? What was the suspicion?
Well, he was chopping up cars, and then when I
Possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
he was in the possession of a stolen vehicle when I, because I ran the number plate, so I contained him, and then I ran the number plate, and I found him in an active crime scene. And he was seen by myself conducting chopping a car.
Okay.
Because the NPR, when I got the NPR here, it came up as like a unregistered car, as what would be. So that's why I conducted my search. And then when I searched, when I got back to the thing, I had conducted a search again because he was arrested. So that gave me the grounds to search him, proper search. And then that's when I got back. So I asked him for any documentation when I was at the scene, and we got back to the thing. He said he didn't have any documentation. He said he had to get his documentation from the head office. So that's what I only seen his documentation that he has given us today from. That's the documentation today that I've seen, that you have seen as well, of that number, of that car.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's, my photos didn't work, Your Honor.
That's fine. Anything else?
That's.
Then you may take a seat. That's fine. Mr. Morningstar, you will have 8 minutes to present your side of the case. You need to insert reasonable doubt into evidence provided. If you're seeking a non-guilty plea, you may take the stand in front of you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, if you would care to look at the 2 documents to the far left side of the bag, it does quite clearly state that the vehicle in question was purchased by the company that I am working for. I think around 16th, maybe, quite a while ago now. And as the officer here said, the vehicle was unregistered, and that's because it's not actually street legal. It was brought down to myself on the back of a truck, and it was dropped off. The company that owns the vehicle is run by Luke Morningstar, one of my cousins that is currently in Thailand.
Yes, what's your objection?
When we tried to look up Mr. Luke Morningstar in our MDT in the police, we could not find this person, and we asked them multiple times, and they perjury, because there's no such person as that.
So that's not really an objection. That's just you're saying you disagree. So if you believe the individuals perjured themselves, you can go ahead as police after this case and charge them or take them to court. But right now, that's irrelevant. Please continue, Mr. Morningstar.
I can actually explain that. He's currently living in Thailand, which would, I'm guessing, explain why there's no record of him on your database, but not really my issue. The other charges is possession of a non-projectile weapon. Now, I believe that I do actually have a lawful reason. I think everybody here knows if you're working on a car, you might need to cut some things. Does that make it unlawful? I'd say no. And finally, the charges of the supposed weed seeds. They were tomato seeds. They were gifted to me by my mother, And you can see in there that there is actually a signed testimony from her too. However, she's also out of the country, so she couldn't be with us here today. That's everything I have, Your Honor. I think this is quite simple. I've got all my document. I've got all the documents proving everything I was doing was legal, and those weed seeds were just tomato seeds. Simple as that.
Okay, does the defense rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, before I go for recess, Officer Kelsey,
Yes, Your Honor.
the individual we had before me today, can you approach my bench and let me know what his mobile phone number is discreetly? We don't need to dox him in front of the whole courtroom.
1 second, Your Honor.
Oh God. I really should just do Lilo's cases for him at this point.
That dog has muscles, bro. What the fuck?
Bigger than mine.
Make sure I'm not.
That's what she said.
Yeah, yes. Okay. That's fine. You can go take a seat for me. So, Mr. Morningstar, I'm reading this acquisition you've given me. In regards to, is this from the city of Melbourne? You saying?
In regards to that, that is actually way above my pay grade. I do the shopping. However, I did require some documents to prove that the company owned the vehicle, and that is what
And
I'm
which
presenting
which
today.
company are you referring to?
Seymour Parts, CMAW Parts.
This is signed by City of Melbourne Department of Transportation.
Yes, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor. Excuse me, Your Honor, can I ask one
This is
question?
the first time I've heard of this particular department in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a Department of Transportation in Melbourne.
Well, you see, that's what I was sent by my boss. So, as far as I'm concerned, that was all I needed to go off to complete the
Okay.
job.
And your boss's number here, 644-785.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's give him a call. What's his name?
Luke Morningstar.
Well, it does say he, for further inquiries, called this number, but as you said, he's not answering. But he's in Thailand, but he has a Melbourne number.
Yes, Your Honor.
Interesting. Yes, prosecution, what did you want to say? You were whispering.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm just intrigued by this documentation. But if the car was still
Okay.
unregistered, wouldn't it, same as like if a car was unregistered in, you know, when people don't pay their registration, it normally comes up with still with their name. Shouldn't it come up with his business account, a business name?
Okay. Prosecution, you've had your time to
Sorry.
discuss, so this is not for you to interject with anything else. If that's everything, defense, you may take a seat. I'll be taking a brief recess to review the documentation, and I will return with my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Big ups to the guy with blue hair.
I reckon he's gonna win too.
That's what happens when you don't do crime, boys.
Hey, Lilo, remind me to take your cases from me in the future.
Why?
There
Don't be
is.
mean to
There is.
Lilo.
No one's
The
gonna-
You did a
documents
good
were
job.
working. The
Don't be mean
documents
to
were
him.
working.
Lilo's doing a great
Just to
job.
help him out.
The
No,
documents were there. They worked. They worked. I checked.
Lilo, you were doing
Now
an
flew out.
excellent job.
I might need to get the retro checked on my car.
You're doing the best you can in the circumstance.
Stop being mean, Andrew.
You're doing good, Charles.
It's not being mean.
You are
I'm
being mean.
I'm
being
not too
honest.
shabby. How are you?
Going good.
You've
I
got this,
I
really
saw
Charlie.
your
regret
court
this.
case. I saw your
honest
court
as
case and I was like,
possible.
oh shit, I better turn up to that.
Hey, thank you for coming.
You've got this, bro. I
Okay.
believe in you.
No, I don't. That's fine.
Even the other officers are supporting me here.
No, we'll never. We'll never.
That's the sign of an innocent man, I think.
We just
Excuse
like
me.
to
I'm
have
gonna
a good
sit here.
time.
Yeah.
I had to give my legs a bit of a
I've got leg cramp.
stretch. Oh, but not.
It's okay. It's okay. You can,
Charles. You've got this.
what were you saying perjury for earlier?
I believe in you. Good luck, bro.
What did you object to? I can't remember.
I can't remember now either.
Sending good vibes.
Fuck, I was gonna say you can get him for that instead. That is an indictable charge.
So, yeah, okay.
Is it too late to switch teams?
I think it was the Luke Morningstar. There's no such information on there.
Yeah.
That's because he's in Thailand.
You gonna go?
I should quite
Yeah,
fancy a
but
trip
his
to
name will still
Thailand.
be in the database if he's a.
We should
doing
go.
business around
We
here.
actually should. We'll go see you.
You probably could get him perjury for that.
Mm-hmm.
What, for his cousin being on holiday?
No, he's not on holiday though, because he doesn't exist in the
How
database.
do you know he's
so
not on
he's
holiday?
never been in the country.
How did you know that? Are you attached to him?
Well, he's never been in the. If he's not in the database, he's never been in the country, and then he wouldn't
This
have
is
business.
false. This is false
Okay.
document.
Simmer down. Court's now back in session. Now, I have reviewed the documentation provided by both sides. Mr. Morningstar, I just have a few questions. So, you are alleging that you are hired by Seymour Parts, is it?
Yes, Your Honor.
You need to speak up, sweetheart.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What is your relation to Luke Morningstar?
Well, I call him my cousin, but I'm honestly not too sure. I think he's my third cousin on my dad's side. I've known him since I was very, very little.
Okay, so you have a familial relationship with him,
Yes, Your Honor.
but he could not be here today,
No,
and neither could your mother.
unfortunately not, no.
Okay, so there's no real way for me to verify this documentation as the phone number provided no one seems to be answering at all. So I'm a little bit baffled here whether or not this documentation is valid, given that there are spelling mistakes and also that it's citing a department which does not exist in the city. So as you state, this does fall on your employer. However, you are the one technically still potentially committing these crimes. So that is something that I need to weigh up quite heavily. Victoria Police, the evidence provided from yourself, there's some evidence there, such as the knife, which is physical evidence. However, the other evidence collected, too bad, because it hasn't been properly procured, so I cannot use it. 4 of those documentations have scribble all over them. I can't read them or see them. Therefore, I can only go off your word as well as whatever else has been presented. So, I will read the verdict, and I will say I do appreciate both sides who have made clear attempts to provide evidence today. Defense, I will also make note that this is one of the more impressive defenses I have seen in quite some time. But however, I do need to weigh up both sides and really make note of who is guilty and who's not. So, in relation to that first charge, the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, unfortunately, Victoria Police says you have not been able to provide any substantial evidence, whether that be a photograph or physical evidence. There is no drug paraphernalia for me to see. Therefore, Mr. Morningstar will be found not guilty of possession of drug paraphernalia. In relation to possess a weapon, non-projectile, I can understand if you have tools to help you with your job. However, a sharp serrated knife, without any real documentation either way that states this is for some sort of service or for your job, just your word saying, I think anyone would understand that we have enough for our job is not really enough to support your ideas there. Therefore, you will be found guilty of being in possession of a non-projectile weapon. You need to get that thing registered, and you need to also get some documentation to sit alongside that job as well, or that knife as well for your job. And in regards to the charge of possess a stolen vehicle, I am inclined to speak that this may be your job. However, I have no one to confirm this with. The numbers provided do not go anywhere. And as I said, there is some shadiness going on with this documentation. However, I do appreciate you getting your affairs in order. I would suggest when you take up these jobs, you make sure that things are ironclad. I can very easily see how this would be an illegal. However, based on the evidence provided, I have no choice but to find you guilty of possession of a stolen motor vehicle. However, given your extensive defense, you will be charged with those 2 charges today. However, you will not be serving any time at all. You have 0 weeks of community service, and you will be let go from this courtroom once you've received your charges. My ruling is final. Court is dismissed.
Let's
Good
go.
job, Charles.
Prosecution,
Your
please
Honor.
approach and get your evidence off me.
Good job, bro.
Good job, Charles.
Thanks, guys.
Nicely done.
I had faith in you.
Are you going with Charles Alfie or? Yeah, you're going with Charles. Okay.
Oh, better luck next time. Big
Well,
pile.
I'll see you around, Alfie. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
What's going on there? Fucking thing stuck in my hand.
Good job, Charles. I knew you could do it.
Hey, dog.
Thanks,
There you
guys.
I'm just gonna give you your charges.
No worries.
Yeah, take it for. Goodbye. Goodbye. Definitely wasn't trying to push the dog inside.
What the fuck?
I would never do
Oh,
such a
shit.
criminal act.
Oh fuck.
So, how many of these actually get taken to court, guys, in ComServe?
Pretty much none of them.
No, none of them, because I offer a minimum sentencing.
Lilo doesn't like going to court.
Well, I do. Or I do now.
You're only going to get 6 at community actions.
I know.
Instead, he spent hours and
Yeah.
hours getting all his documents ready instead of the 2 minutes it takes to do 6 actions.
Possession of a stolen vehicle.
I love it, mate. I love it. I love the commitment.
There we go.
Thank you. And by the way, it's Victoria Roads, not Department of Transportation.
Hey, I was sent those by my cousin.
I'm just.
I don't know
saying,
what to tell you.
It's how your cousin to get his paperwork right. It's Vic Road.
Alright, I'll get him to sort it out.
Bro, you were wearing the Crocs in the courtroom. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah?
That's
Of
amazing.
course he did. That's how he won.
That's how you show up in
Well,
style.
part one.
Actually, I approve
one.
that.
I feel like
I rate that.
he didn't get his ComServe, but he still got his charges. I got the 2 charges
two.
that I was. They're the 2 charges I was pushing for. They're the only 2
Are those
charges
bad
that
boys in
actually
sports mode
100%
and they're
that I
relaxed?
was
Here.
pushing for.
Relax mode.
You
How's
could have got
relaxed?
more.
Oh, they're in relaxed mode.
I would have slammed
Yeah.
him everything under the sun. He could have got robbing for profit. He could have got.
Yeah, but you know what? I was trying to be generous. I
Oh.
wasn't going to be the person that start chucking more random stuff on.
I would.
But you would sell your own mother's soul if you could.
Yeah, she didn't die.
Isn't it true?
I'll sell you my
you'd-
son if you want. If you want to buy it.
Which son?
Whichever one you want to pay for.
Isn't one of your sons a criminal now?
Yes,
Oh, I think that was for Alfie.
It was.
It was, yeah. Yeah, let me move and I'll.
You want him? $50.
That was really
No,
impressive.
no,
I'll give you
it's all
that.
good. I'm going to go back to the.
Thank you.
Won't even pay $50.
Alfie, I don't know if this is that you.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm more annoyed that
Okay, there you go.
I'm freaking annoyed that my
Okay.
documents will work. I checked them before
Bro, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be there
yeah.
any longer.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Oh, fucking hell. Well, glad you didn't get caught, sir. That's the first time I've ever seen someone walk around.
Every single one of those documents was forged.
Charles, come back.
Wait, Charles.
Charles, come back.